problems in Antioch is with the, and the Harrisville Road, site would be
I think 160 or
160 foot tower there.
Well, Waverly Hall was pretty flat. So I'm not sure what the topography issue is there.
I think that was just a fill-in site that you got.
Well, probably, if we could do that, just to have Mr. Ginn come in and explain.
And you want to table it till then?
I personally would rather go ahead and have a serious discussion with Mr. Dean about cost overruns. I think you're kind of stuck where you, now if you don't do something, you're putting people's lives at
Well,
risk.
you are, and Antioch has had tremendous problems with radios.
And, you know, that this has been going to be completed in a month or 2 weeks since March or April.
I agree with you, this dragged on way too long.
Well, I think
But I hate to delay it another couple of weeks.
but I think that Dean can answer questions for you as to why.
I think it'd be very nice if you come in here, but let's go ahead and get it done before this next 2 weeks takes another 2 months or something like that.
We'll have them on the agenda next week, or next meeting. Okay,
If I hear correctly, you want to.
I think we want to go ahead.
Let's
I'll
have
make
a
the
motion.
motion.
Okay, a motion,
I'll second.
second. I think we've had the discussion.
And then I'll bring a budget amendment back next meeting or two to reflect that so that it's properly.
Do you
If
still
I
want,
recall,
you still want Dean at the next meeting?
yes,
Okay.
because if I recall, the last time he did a big system for us, we also ended up in a situation where we had things added after the fact. If I remember correctly, I would swear to that. It's a concern. So, yeah, he needs to come. All right, we got a motion, and a second. All in favor of the motion, signify by raising your hand. Motion carries.
Okay, I have 2 add-ons, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
One is just an informational item. We've discussed the SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis previously. That is scheduled for the 14th of October from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Sage Room at the Callaway Conference Center. There will be heavy hors d'oeuvres. I didn't know how to spell that, so I didn't send out an email.
At Mountain Creek Inn there, at
Yes,
the
sir.
conference center, or at the mountain? Or at the,
No, that's Mount Creek Inn.
okay.
And then,
Is that required attendance?
no,
Okay, and you just letting everybody know that it's
I
gonna
will-
be there, and if
I
they
will-
want to
I will
make
be-
comments?
I will be attending.
Okay.
And I'm sure the chamber, if you don't attend, will be making some reports, a report and some recommendations out of that.
Okay.
The other item is today I got a memorandum from Department of Natural Resources saying that the recreational trails program will be open. It's actually going to be a double cycle this year because they didn't do one last year. I would propose that we go forward and try to put together a grant for the Ellerslie Park Trail System. And I need permission to do that. Obviously, we have some matching funds available from the sale of Ridgeway, and hopefully we'll have some sale from timber as well. But this also allows up to 10% of the grant to be utilized for planning, so we can get some professional planning in there. And I think we can probably count the topographic survey and some of the other stuff that's already been done towards that. But I need permission before I move ahead.
All right. So we need to vote, we just need consensus to go ahead.
No objections? Okay.
Okay. All right, that's it.
Yes, sir.
You just mentioned something about mentioning the trail, and I think the citizens need to be aware of this. I'm not sure I understand it all yet, but as you know, we've been waiting and waiting to get the first paving done on the trails for the hiking, biking trail. received something just the end of last week. This is a DOT project, T grants, and apparently, which the DOT had done on a number of other items, they overcommitted. And so they have now taken all the projects which they had approved and have assigned timing for those projects. And if I remember correctly, timing for the beginning of this trail is 2020.
Is that the one that's the one we already had approved?
Yep.
We've done all the engineering on?
Yep.
I thought that was the second phase, but no, it's the first phase.
It's the first phase. They were overcommitted, and so they have, I applaud them at least for going back and being realistic and saying, okay, we got so many funds, and seeing how they're gonna use those funds, but it puts us off. But by the time that's done, it'll probably cost more. I don't know what that's gonna do, what we can, how much we can get done.
Should we look at putting crush and run over the top of that and making it a walkable trail?
I think we'll look at that.
I think that's certainly something
6 years.
we can look at, yeah.
At least from there to every store. We're having some problems with that trail in the neighborhoods, with some people getting back into places and into people's backyards. That's been a problem.
That's
Down the south end of the county.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I think, we need to probably just really start working hard now to find some other grant avenues to try to get so that we can do more of it hopefully soon.
This would be an avenue, but $100,000 is going to get you, 500 feet of trail, so it's not.
Yeah. Okay, I just thought y'all ought to know that. All right, next item, Mr. Taylor, do you have anything for us?
No, sir, I don't, except for one item. It's an information item only. You, if you recall, you authorized and took an option to purchase some property from the Fears Estate over on Davidson Road next to the industrial park. And then you exercised the option to purchase a couple meetings ago. That option and the closing has transpired, and now you own 19.91 acres, I think, out on Davidson Road, and it is contiguous to other property. If you remember that you bought some 100 acres, 200 acres from Mr. Bill Fears back to start your industrial park. And this was a piece of property that he was still using for his nursery. And he's, of course, passed away, and so has his wife. And his estate, made this available. So you purchased it and add some more room to your industrial park out on West Harris. But it has been closed, the deed's been recorded.
All right, thank you, sir. We do need, I'll make the motion, we do need an executive session for real estate purposes
Also, would like to discuss personnel.
and personnel. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries. And that is it, folks. Thank you very much.
Before you go hide the back.